Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. After spending the last 9 days in 2 different hospitals, Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin has finally been discharged from Buffalo General Medical Center. The team announced on Wednesday that Hamlin was discharged from the Gates Vascular Institute and is back home with his family. Hamlin went through a series of comprehensive medical evaluations and a series of cardiac, neurological, and vascular tests on Tuesday before being released. Dr. Jamie Nadler, a critical care physician and chief quality officer at Kaleida Health, said in a statement, quote, "We have completed a series of tests and evaluations, and in consultation with the team physicians, we are confident that Damar can be safely discharged to continue his rehabilitation at home and with the Bills," end quote. Bills coach Sean McDermott said they will leave the decision up to Hamlin on when he would like to return to the team facility. On Wednesday, the U.S. Department of Health extended the COVID-19 pandemic status as a public health emergency. This allows millions of Americans to continue receiving free tests, vaccines, and treatments. The emergency was first declared in January 2020 when the pandemic began, and has since been renewed each quarter since then. It was due to end this week until health officials made the announcement. The increased availability of vaccines and medications has significantly decreased the toll of the COVID-19 pandemic since early in President Joe Biden's term, when more than 3,000 Americans were dying per day. Biden administration officials said the possibility of a winter surge and the need for time to transition to private markets for the sale of tests, vaccines, and treatments were 2 factors that contributed to this decision. On Monday, after the CDC designated Suffolk County as high risk for COVID-19 transmission, UMass Boston and Chelsea Public Schools reinstated their mask mandates. Chelsea schools are now mandating that masks be worn in school buildings at all times, except when eating or drinking. UMass Boston, on the other hand, requires masks in all indoor public spaces on campus and in crowded outdoor settings. UMass also announced that masks are not required indoors when in personal offices alone, in research spaces when alone, in residence hall rooms, for children under 2 years old, for active performers on stage during certain approved performing arts events, and for active participants in approved NCAA athletic events. These requirements will be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. In more COVID news, the CDC's COVID-19 community transmission map now deems more than half of the state in the high-risk category. The community transmission levels, which have been in the low or medium risk category for months now, skyrocketed over the last week. With numbers pushing the state into the high-risk category, this is just another sign that we might be in the middle of a surge fueled by the latest XBB variant. Barnstable, Bristol, Dukes, Franklin, Middlesex, Norfolk, Plymouth, Suffolk, and Worcester counties are all now considered high risk. Only Berkshire, Essex, Hampden, and Hampshire counties are currently in the low risk category. Boston Medical Center's Dr. David Hamer said in an interview, quote, "It does remind me of a year ago when Omicron came in over a 2 to 4 week period and displaced everything. This is sort of going that direction, but I think we need more data. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, we'll see what happens," end quote. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Each year, the flu makes millions of people sick. Getting a flu shot is the best way to protect yourself. Within 2 weeks, the shot helps your body produce antibodies that fight flu germs. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Get your flu shot today.
Welcome back. MBTA Transit Police said a 51-year-old driver took a wrong turn that led him onto the Red Line tracks around 5 p.m. on Friday, January 6th, causing delays on the MBTA Braintree line. The Weymouth man told police he missed his turn and ended up on the tracks near Commercial Street. The incident caused damage to the signal box on the tracks and the tire of the driver's vehicle, which was later towed off the tracks. Services did return after the scene cleared. This year's recipient of Braintree's Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Peacemaker Award is Carrie Doherty. Doherty is a longtime community volunteer coach and the founder of the Superstars League, which provides an opportunity for those with special needs to learn and play sports with their friends and family. Mayor Charles Kokora said he couldn't think of a better person to present this award to, saying, quote, "Coach Carrie's kindness, generosity, and continued advocacy for our special needs community truly exemplifies the leadership shown by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr." End quote. Doherty will be honored during a ceremony on Thursday, January 12th at 6:30 p.m. in the Cahill Auditorium of Town Hall. This event will be broadcasted live on BCAM TV's government channel, Comcast Channel 8, and Verizon Channel 26. You can also watch on youtube.com/BCAMTV. Trash and recycling collection in Braintree will be delayed by 1 day next week as Martin Luther King Jr. Day is scheduled for Monday, January 16th. The delay is for all trash and recycling curbside collections during the week of the MLK holiday, as people will have the day off of work and some local businesses will be closed or hours will be altered. Braintree town officials announced the 2023 Lunar New Year Festival will be held this Sunday, January 15th. The festival will include a lion dance ceremony scheduled to kick off the festival, followed by a yo-yo performance and demonstration, as well as a drum performance. The festival will also include a marketplace selling clothing, food, and much more. For those attending, the lucky first 100 visitors will all receive free gifts. The festival will take place January 15th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Braintree Town Hall. You can catch the rebroadcast of the 2023 Lunar New Year Festival on BCAM TV's public channel, Comcast Channel 9, and Verizon Channel 28, or on youtube.com. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
If you're 50 or older, it's important to stay up to date on COVID vaccines. Boosters greatly reduce your chance of severe illness, hospitalization, and death, and are an important defense. Even if you've already had COVID, schedule your appointment today at mass.gov/COVID booster.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. After the disappearance of Cohasset mother Anna Walsh, investigators continue uncovering evidence they believe may be connected to her case. Investigators are currently testing several pieces of potential evidence gathered, including a bloodied, broken knife and bloodstains found in the basement of their family home. Recent investigations at a transfer station in Peabody found even more materials, including a hacksaw and what appear to be bloodstains in the trash collection. Anna's husband, Brian Walsh, is required to get approval to leave the house at specific times and for particular locations and activities, as he is under home confinement conditions as he awaits sentencing on his prior fraud conviction. Brian Walsh has been charged with misleading investigators in the case, as police say he gave them a false timeline of his activities and whereabouts around the time his wife went missing. Prosecutors accused him of misleading police in order to slow the investigation and allow him to clean up evidence. He has pleaded not guilty, and the investigation is still ongoing. On Monday, a contractor working at Massachusetts General Hospital fell off of a building and died on the hospital's campus. Boston police responded to a report that a person had fallen and died at 12:29 p.m. on Monday. The man fell about 8 floors and landed on a lower rooftop of the building. It's unclear what led up to the man's fall or whether the death happened under suspicious circumstances. Boston Police Department spokesperson Sergeant John Boyle said the cause and manner of the person's death will be determined after an autopsy. He said OSHA is also investigating the incident. Edaville owner John Deli Priscoli wants to build 7 three-story buildings with a total of 336 units on the property and open the popular local theme park and the scenic railroad for Christmas time only. Priscoli went before the Carver Board of Selectmen to propose the initial concept under the Chapter 40B. Of the 336 units, 85 would be deemed affordable and rented to households making no more than 80% of the area median income. Housing would also go where part of the existing parking lot sits, and the railroad would move back to its previous location. The proposal would also open up land near the neighboring reservoir for public use and passive recreation, such as walking, bicycling, and kayaking. The reason behind this proposal has to do with the fact that COVID-19 made for a challenging few years for the park. Deli Priscoli said the Christmas season alone already accounts for about 70% of the park's business. People lined up along Wollaston Beach on Sunday morning for the third annual North Quincy Polar Plunge. This year's event was to help 6-year-old Quinn Waters, the mighty Quinn, who has spent most of his young life battling 2 diagnoses of brain cancer. On Sunday morning, the thermometer stood just above 30 degrees as friends, family, and community members ran into the water, and the mighty Quinn sat on the seawall shouting encouraging words through the microphone. Volunteers poured hot chocolate for swimmers emerging from their icy bath as the Greater Boston Pipes and Drums Band performed. Quinn's mother, Tara Waters, said, quote, "Kids who are battling cancer have to wait for their transfusions. If everyone is moved by Quinn's story, the number one thing they can do is pray, and the number 2 thing they can do is donate blood and platelets." End quote. Thanks for watching Braintree today, and we'll be back with more in entertainment.
Stopping smoking, vaping, or using other tobacco or nicotine products takes time and courage. Calling 1-800-QUIT-NOW is a great first step. Get connected to a trained Quit coach by phone or online. They'll share ways to curb cravings, handle life's big and small stresses, and tackle relapses with you. No lectures, no judgments. Reaching out and getting support can double your chances of quitting. So, take the first step. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mass.gov/quitting.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have a couple of shows and a movie recommendation for you to watch. First in entertainment is Three Pines, which follows Chief Inspector Armand Gamache as he investigates murder cases of the Quebec village Three Pines and uncovers long-buried secrets. He and his team are initially treated suspiciously by the village's residents, but the deeper the inspector digs into the secret lives of the residents in Three Pines, the more he uncovers. Gamache has to deal with police failing to properly investigate cases of missing Indigenous women, as well as corruption at the heart of the provincial Sûreté du Québec police force. You can watch Three Pines on Amazon Prime. Next in entertainment comes Season 2 of Ginny and Georgia, which recently premiered on January 5th. Viewers can expect a lot of surprises this season as Ginny digs deeper into her mother's past and Georgia begins to finalize her wedding plans. The show has already made its way onto Netflix's top watch ranking system and can be watched now only on Netflix. And finally in entertainment, Don't Make Me Go tells the story of a single father, Max, played by John Cho. Max learns that he has a fatal brain tumor and decides to take his teenage daughter, played by Mia Isaac, on a road trip in an effort to cram in years of love, support, and teachable moments into the time he has left with her. He convinces Wally, with the promise of long-awaited driving lessons, to accompany him on a road trip from California to New Orleans for his 20th college reunion, where he secretly hopes to reunite with her mother, who left them long ago. Don't Make Me Go explores the unbreakable, eternal bond between a father and daughter. You can watch Don't Make Me Go on Amazon Prime. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.